Hello and welcome to this initial reaction video. Last night I saw the new Power Rangers movie, so I thought I might as well give my thoughts and opinions on it, while also no doubt going off on some rambling tangents. And also I'll keep the first part of this video spoiler free, and before I move into spoilers I'll give you ample warning. So, the 2017 Power Rangers movie, which is completely different than the 1995 Power Rangers movie, which is very camp and sort of silly and very B-grade sci-fi, while this one is a lot more dark and a lot more serious, and, well, a lot more of a competent film, really. The 1995 Power Rangers movie really only would appeal to children, people who love B-grade sci-fi films like I do, and also, of course, people with nostalgia. The 2017 one, though, will, I think, probably appeal to a much wider audience. It's definitely the kind of Power Rangers movie that I think was probably made by someone that watched a lot of Marvel movies, and then thought, we could probably do that with Power Rangers. As such, the movie really avoids some of the more silly elements of Power Rangers. You're not going to get any space dumpsters or anything, more's the pity, but it does maintain most of the core elements. So let's talk about the core elements. I think most of us probably have our strongest memories and nostalgia for Power Rangers involving monsters, Rita Repulsa, Power Rangers while they're actually morphed, and the Zords, which this film has all of. I've seen some people complaining that they're not morphed enough, which ironically is definitely a complaint I actually leveled for the first Power Rangers movie, but I didn't actually mind this, and I'll get to that reason in a second. There are, of course, Zords, which I don't think's really a spoiler because they appear on the poster and in the trailer, and of course the main bad guy is Rita Repulsa. I really enjoyed all of these things in the film. I wasn't really too fond of any of the designs. The Power Rangers look a lot more like the Psycho Rangers from Power Rangers in Space, and I really didn't like how Alpha 5 looked, but it all really started to grow on me towards the end of the film. Bryan Cranston's Zordon, while not really being the Zordon that I've grown to know and love, still did a very good job, and Rita Repulsa was absolutely fantastic. I'm not really sure who played her, I'll put her name on the screen right there, but she did a very good job, and she was actually genuinely frightening in some of the scenes. And I think that's one of the things that probably a lot of people will notice while watching this film, is that this is a much more serious Power Rangers film. It's not quite the dark and gritty one that some people were hoping for, but it definitely reaches a fairly good middle ground. And then, moving on to what is perhaps one of the most important things in any film, the main characters, which is, of course, in this film, the actual Power Rangers. I think the new Power Ranger team is absolutely fantastic. I really quite enjoyed them, but unfortunately I think they're probably also one of the reasons that this movie might catch a little bit of flack, and people might not enjoy as much as they would have. You see, the characters were really fantastically developed and shown a lot of care, which, unfortunately, to develop a character, you have to actually present the character and be with the character, which unfortunately slows down the pace a lot. And it's at this point I'm going to have to unfortunately stick up the spoiler warning, because I can't really get into this without going into detail, and I can't really get into detail without really giving away some spoilers. So, spoilers in 3, 2, 1. This movie is basically what The Breakfast Club would have been if at the end of The Breakfast Club, Molly Ringwald became the Pink Ranger. Now, that might sound like a bizarre claim, but there are actually a lot of similarities, so hear me out. Firstly, 3 of the Rangers first meet in detention, and we even have a moment in a car between Jason and his dad, with the father complaining that the son is wasting his potential. Throughout the film, these characters all have their disagreements, but as time goes on, they realize that they all share one similarity, in that they're outcasts. We even have a moment with all of the characters sitting around, telling us why they were in detention and sharing their deepest, darkest secrets. And then, just like at the end of The Breakfast Club, at the end of the film, all of the characters become friends, come together, and decide that they'll work together to defeat evil. Well, that one might have just been the Power Rangers, but you get what I'm saying. Now, there are definitely people saying that the first 3/4 of this film are a little bit slow-paced, and that they really did too much character development, but I'm actually really glad they did. Because due to this character development, I actually found myself caring about the characters, and that's a difficult thing to do when your superhero team consists of 5 characters that until this film you've not really been introduced to. I think DC could probably take a leaf out of this book and actually learn how to introduce multiple characters at once. If they are planning to do multiple films, which I believe they've said they have, and the end of the film definitely indicates they plan to, they really did need to actually properly establish these characters, and the way they did it, I think they did it rather well. It's a bit of a weird combination, but I have to say if you both enjoy The Breakfast Club, and also the first 2 X-Men films, this movie will probably be up your alley. And you might notice that just now, I did not say that an enjoyment of the Power Rangers is a prerequisite to enjoy this film. This film definitely does not feel like its main target is the nostalgic fan base of the Power Rangers. If you are a nostalgic Power Rangers fan like I am, you certainly will probably enjoy it regardless. But it definitely feels like they're going for the Marvel comic book route, where you don't have to be a fan of comic books to actually enjoy a comic book movie. Does this mean I think they've neglected Power Ranger fans? No, definitely not. There are a lot of little head nods to Power Ranger fans. You have Alpha 5 saying aye aye aye, you have Rita Repulsa saying make my monster grow, you have Jason saying it's morphing time, and you have about 0.2 seconds of the Power Rangers theme. They could have definitely used a bit more of that, I feel. I mean, it's a kick-ass song and it definitely beats the main theme throughout the movie, which was basically just a rip-off of the Stranger Things theme song. Oh, and also I'm pretty sure at the end of the film I saw Jason David Frank in a crowd taking a picture, which is probably a good time to transition and talk about the end of the film and the possible setups for sequels. Firstly, there was a not quite end credit scene with a green jacket over a chair and a teacher calling out Tommy's name. So I think we've probably got a pretty good hint that the next movie will have the Green Ranger in it. And also Rita Repulsa had in her staff the green morphing coin, which the Power Rangers ended up with at the end of the film. So fingers crossed there. However, further hints at movie number 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 is that the super powerful gem or stone or whatever that everyone was chasing after was called the Zeo Crystal. So it would be cool if that's a possible hint for later Zeo Rangers, or it could also be just a little bit of a head nod. Either way though, looking at this film as a standalone, I definitely enjoyed it. It is hard to compare it against the older Power Rangers films because this one's taking itself seriously while the others aren't, so they're pretty much entirely different genres. But I will say that I thoroughly enjoyed this one, just as I thoroughly enjoyed the old one, but for completely different reasons. If you're a fan of superhero films or The Breakfast Club, definitely give it a watch, although it's not really a film that demands a big screen. I think I would have probably enjoyed it just as much at home on my regular sized television. So with all of that said and done, thanks for watching, and until next time I have been and still am Grim Grindle.
A brain, a beauty, a jock, a rebel, and a recluse. The Breakfast Club.